Shalom, shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kadash. Yahweh being the true name for the Heavenly Father, Yahushai being the name for His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Jesus Christ. I want to give the honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, on top of His truth and rule well, and salutations to you, hopeful elect Christians, truth, and all honesty and sincerity. This is Brother Yahweh Sop, coming to know us the spirit power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. This lesson is going to the spirit. It's going to go into the pride and arrogancy of these people circumventing around this whole coronavirus outbreak. There's so many different information and articles out. There's a lot of different numbers that came out about this virus. People are saying it's hundreds of thousands more people infected than what the media is saying. You got other people saying that it's way underrated and it's nowhere as bad as it really is, or what they're making it out to be. Nonetheless, it is a big time plague that is upon the earth right now, is this virus. And yes, it is killing, people by the thousands. We've had inside sources over there in Wuhan, China, that's saying it's been killing those over in the hundreds of thousands. Okay. And now it's made its way worldwide. Thousands of people are dying over worldwide. And this is one disease that has killed a lot of people in comparison to over the years of previous diseases that came out. The numbers haven't nearly as been bad or projected out there like it is from this coronavirus now. So with that said, you got a lot of so-called Black, Latino, and Native American people that are laughing at this, man. And they're in America, and people over here in America think that nothing can ever happen to them. They think that nothing's going to ever happen to their country. They think there's never going to be war on U.S. soil. They don't think there's going to be another big-time terrorist attack, quote-unquote terrorist attack, because that was an inside job. But they feel like nothing can ever happen to them because they live over here in the United States. Now, that pride and arrogancy can get you killed, especially when things are happening upon the earth that is written of within the scriptures that says that it's a plague. It's a prophetic sign of destruction of the end. And once you laugh at that and you make fun, you poke at it, and you think that nothing's going to happen to you, the Lord will make an example of you. And this guy by the name of Rudy, he's a jazz player. He decides to mock, this coronavirus going around here by touching all the microphones. So check this out. Now look what happened. This dude ended up coming down with the coronavirus, man. Now that guy has it, and another teammate has it. And these dudes have been playing ball, with the symptoms. So that means that, hey, he touched those microphones, but look how many other people he probably touched in that crowd. How many people have caught the ball that was passed from him to other players that he practiced with, that he was out on the court with, playing the game with? Now they have potentially caught that damn disease. So you got two players that have it on that same team. Well, those players are breathing over the whole crowd and stuff. They're going by the bench. They're talking. They're turning around talking. They're spreading it. They're talking to people behind them. The people behind them are catching it and spreading it further. It's a big domino effect, chain reaction, man. So now Trump has declared a state of emergency behind this thing, and also banned travel from Europe. Anybody that is not a U.S. citizen, and they're coming from Europe, they can't come in. And it's certain restrictions from people going to Europe as well, unless you have somebody that you're married to that's over there. You can't get out. So things are beginning to take place, man. You got a lot of quarantines happening. It's getting out of control in New York City. Right now in Washington, they're in a state of emergency. It's getting out of control over there. And people are really taking this thing lightly, like it's a joke.
This was the moment Sacramento Kings fans started to think something was up. Before the national anthem, the American flag was taken away. Minutes later, fans were headed home.
Have a good night, everybody. late conference here.
There was a similar bewilderment in Oklahoma City. Just before tip-off, the players left.
And you see the teams heading back to the locker room.
Now, the tipping point for the NBA suspending its season was a positive test for a Utah Jazz player. Rudy Gobert has been a little under the weather, but wasn't taking it very seriously. He wrapped a press conference Monday by jokingly touching all the microphones on the table. Well, Thursday, the Jazz confirmed one of his teammates has now also tested positive. Gobert has now apologized. But that news may have forced the...
Okay, so now you got other teams that are following suit behind this. Okay? So now you got Rudy Gobert, and then you got Donovan Mitchell. Both got it. And you seen the dude was dunking and stuff, playing and starting position. And all them people in the crowd just got that breath of corona. A lot of people are in this mentality right now of joking and laughing this thing off. And you got a lot of people coming out with videos saying, hey, it's not as bad as what they're making it out to be, which it may be true. But in the day, it still is a plague that's going on. And then things were talked about like this in the scriptures. It's Matthew 4, verse 7. Yahushua said unto him, It is written again, thou shalt not tempt Yahweh thy God. You can't tempt the Lord, man. You can't tempt him. We don't want to sit there and try to tease him and test. You don't want to be in the mentality of trying to tease the Lord or test him, saying, ha ha ha, I'm never going to catch that. What's ever going to happen to me? It's not that big of a deal. It's highly overrated. You don't want to be in that spirit. Okay, you need to have the fear of the Lord on you, that hey, and recognize and understand these are things that are taking place within the world that are signs of the end times. Look at the things that are happening collectively. Look at the bigger picture. Okay, yes, many viruses and plagues have hit the earth plenty of times before, but this is one of the things that's being pushed on a massive scale. And at the exact same time, look at the weather, the different things of events. Everything is happening at one time, of showing that this time is of the end, that the Lord's on his way back. You cannot laugh at that and think that you're going to be completely fine. You have to have the fear of the Lord, and you pray that you're going to be okay. But don't just sit there and think that can nothing touch you. Deuteronomy 6:16. Here it is again. Ye shall not tempt Yahweh your God, as ye tempted him in Massah. You can't tempt the Lord and think that he can't touch you, as you won't come down with this disease, man. Galatians 6:7. Be not deceived. Yahweh is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. You got these people in this wicked world that's loving this world, the society we live in. They're out there kicking it. They're going party. They're committing adultery. They're smoking weed. They're listening to all this wicked ass music. People are really indulging and obsessing in sin. And those things you are sowing, you will reap. And how dare you mock the Lord when you ain't living right? Proverbs 9:10. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. Having fear of the Lord that he can kill you and take you out is the beginning of wisdom. Just like coming up as a child, you should have some type of fear of your parents. You should fear that that punishment or that whooping. You're supposed to have some type of fear of your parents, because what does that instill? Respect. Because what does that instill? That instills respect, okay? You respect your parents, your authority. Well, the Lord, he's the parent of all. He's our Father, okay? You have to respect him. If you respect him, you show you respect and reverence him by keeping his rules and regulations. You have rules and regulations that you grew up in your household, things you can do and you couldn't do. Okay, well, those rules and regulations that we have to abide by are the scriptures. Okay, this is the book of Proverbs 8:13. The fear of Yahweh is to hate evil, pride, and arrogancy, and the evil way, and the froward mouth do I hate. Okay, so part of showing that you fear him is to what gives you a list. You have to hate evil. You have to hate the pride. You have to hate arrogancy. You have to hate the evil way and the froward mouth. You have to hate the people that are just saying anything and everything and think they can just say whatever the fuck they want and do whatever, to treat people any kind of way. Pride, arrogant. People obsessing over themselves in the mirror. I look good. That arrogancy, pride. There's nothing wrong with having a little bit of confidence, but people take that to the wrong way and turn it into arrogancy and pride. Especially women. Proverbs 1:7, the fear of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Fools just don't care about this wisdom and instruction of scriptures and warnings of the Bible. This is the book of James 1:19. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. Okay? Quickly hear the instruction, the words of the Heavenly Father. Be slow to speak. Be slow to get angry and hasty in your ways and wrath and anger. Okay? This is Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. So divers means many places, or it can mean the big cities. Okay? But the Lord says that in the last time, the end times, the signs to show that he's on his way back and the end is coming, he's giving you a list of things that are going to be taking place. Nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. All this talk of World War III. U.S. versus Iran, U.S. versus Russia, U.S. versus Korea, this country versus this country. There's so many damn wars going on. Kingdom against kingdom. Famines. You have people starving to death still. Various parts throughout the world. This says, and pestilences. Well, look at what's going. Let's look up the definition of that. Pestilence means a deadly, overwhelming disease that affects an entire community. There you go, man. Is the coronavirus not a deadly, overwhelming disease that's affecting entire communities and countries? And it's happening. It wasn't just a corona. You got Ebola, you got swine flu, bird flu, all these different diseases just back to back every year coming in. And they're getting worse every year. Once the disease comes out the next year, it's worse than the one that was prior to that. So this is not something to be taken lightly and just ignore. Now we do have confidence in the Lord that he's going to be our protection and he's going to protect, his chosen. But that's only those that are actually laboring, keeping his commandments, supporting the ministry, and the men that's out there on the highways and hedges teaching this word. Those he's going to protect. The rest of you people just say, oh, well, I believe there's a God. It doesn't cut it. You're not going to be protected. Where are your works at? Because these dudes that caught the damn virus, I'm sure they believe in some type of higher power. But where are their works at, man? One of these dudes was mocking the virus. Now you're coming down here apologizing. Looking like a fool, man. But that's it on that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm going to go ahead and close out. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. The brothers of the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that taught me the truth and rule well. And salutations to you, hopeful elect, pushing this truth and all honesty and sincerity. Shalom.